For decades, when people talked about Uganda's exports, they said one word: coffee. Generations grew it, families depended on it, the world associated Uganda with it. But in 2025, something unexpected happened. Gold quietly walked past coffee and took the top spot. No parade, no dramatic announcement, just numbers doing what numbers do when power shifts. Uganda's gold exports surged to nearly 6 billion US dollars, overtaking coffee as the country's largest source of foreign exchange. So this isn't a commodity story, this is a positioning story. Uganda didn't abandon coffee, gold just showed up with more leverage. And remember, if you want more Africa First stories that Western media ignores, hit subscribe. We don't chase the headlines, we chase the truth. And by the end of this video, you'll understand how Uganda quietly rewired its export economy and what that means for Africa.
In Namayingo, eastern Uganda, artisanal miners carry out the painstaking task of extracting gold. It's an industry that could be about to boom. After government exploration surveys indicate there could be huge deposits in the country.
We've got a lot of gold. 320 million tons of gold confirmed. Worth 12 point something trillion dollars.
Uganda's president wants most of this mineral resource to be refined locally in a bid to boost the nation's economy.
It is criminal for anybody to continue arguing for the continued export of raw materials in Africa when there is 90% more value in that product that you are giving to the outsiders.
Gold tops the list of Uganda's most lucrative exports, followed by coffee. Figures from the country's energy ministry show that in 2019 and 2020, Uganda exported gold worth over $3 billion to Hong Kong, the United Arab Emirates, and South Korea. If estimates are correct, mineral development experts say this latest gold discovery could be worth more in revenues than the oil fields in the west of the country.
So Uganda sits in East Africa, right? With no coastline, no massive oil exports yet, and a long-standing agricultural identity. Coffee has been the backbone, not just economically, but culturally. Smallholders, export cooperatives, decades of global demand. So when gold suddenly overtakes coffee, the question isn't panic, the question is how. So in 2025, global conditions aligned sharply. Gold prices surged more than 60% amid geopolitical uncertainty, currency stress, and a renewed global appetite for hard assets. And Uganda was ready. Not because it suddenly discovered mountains of gold, and that happened years ago as we've seen, but because it had quietly positioned itself as something else. So everyone thinks exports about what you dig up. Sometimes they're about what you handle and how you handle it. So people think this headline means one or two things, right? Either Uganda struck a massive new gold reserve overnight or coffee collapsed, and neither is true. So what actually happened is Uganda's gold surge was driven by three overlapping forces. First, global prices exploded. So when gold jumps more than 60% in a single year, volume follows the price, right? Quickly. Secondly, Uganda expanded its role as a refining and re-export center. So gold sourced from neighboring countries, including the Democratic Republic of the Congo and South Sudan, increasingly passed through Ugandan infrastructure. So value didn't come from extraction alone, it came from processing, certification, and trade routing. And then thirdly, Uganda crossed on industrial threshold, right? So in 2025, the country inaugurated its first large-scale commercial gold mine, a project that was valued at roughly $250 million, right? And it was backed by Chinese investment. So that wasn't symbolic. It signaled that gold was no longer just passing through Uganda. It was becoming embedded. So Africa doesn't need to own every mine oftentimes. Sometimes it just needs to own the choke point. Uganda didn't choose gold. It positioned itself where gold had to pass, and that's a strategic trade thought, right? So this shift matters on several levels. Economically, gold delivered something coffee never could at scale, right? Speed and volume. So coffee grows slowly and gold prices move instantly. That means foreign exchange inflows accelerate faster, which matters for currency stability, imports, and national balance sheets. And then culturally, this didn't erase coffee. Coffee remains vital to the culture. It still employs millions. It still anchors rural livelihoods. But gold changed the center of gravity. And Uganda went from being known primarily as a producer to being recognized as a regional trade node. And that creates logistical jobs, refining and compliance roles, financial service activity, cross-border trade leverage. And regionally, this matters even more. So Uganda's position links Central Africa, East Africa, and global markets, and it captures value that's used to bypass that used to bypass the region entirely. So people thought Uganda was exporting beans, and it turns out it's exporting position, because this isn't just about money; it's about agency. So this gold moment will raise, bigger questions, such as will Uganda remain a passive transit point or evolve into a fully integrated precious metals hub? And signs point to the latter. More refining capacity, stricter traceability standards, deeper integration with African and global markets. And at the same time, Uganda now faces a familiar African challenge, balancing extractive opportunity with long-term development. So gold can distort economies if it's unmanaged, but when paired with infrastructure, regulation, and diversification, it can finance transformation. And this builds on what we've covered in previous Africa Power reports. Africa's future leverage isn't just resources, it's where value is captured along the chain. So they keep asking when Africa will industrialize and then get confused when we do so quietly and at scale. So here's the truth without drama, right? Uganda didn't abandon coffee, and gold didn't replace identity. But Uganda proved something important, that trade power isn't fixed, that economic profiles can shift quickly, and that Africa doesn't need permission to reposition itself. Sometimes the loudest changes don't come with speeches. They come with shipping manifests. So, mashallah, that's your African Insight for today. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, because I'm MrEmpowerTV. We don't chase the headlines, we chase the truth behind them. This is Mr. Empower, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.